Hello guys, so now we are going to start with the pipeline diagrams. In this leg we are going to start with the block diagram for that specific pipeline. So to make you aware of what actual the components will be, the major components, and basically how the line works. Okay, because when we go into the small details in the small pipeline diagram, it will be difficult for you to gauge out how actually the pipeline works. So basically the block diagram we will explain and we will understand, and after the understanding the block diagram, when we go to the actual pipeline diagram, it will be easier for us to visualize or understand what actually the system, how is the system working. Okay, so in the first leg, the first system is the build system. Okay guys, chalo.
To every marine engineer out there, from junior engineer to chief engineer and electrical officer, we all know that earning respect on ship is very important. We all know fast promotions are very important, and we all know that इज्जत कमानी है, promotion चाहिए तो काम आना चाहिए, तो जूते पड़ते हैं, गालियां पड़ती हैं, and for that you need a good mentor. Sometimes we keep finding those mentors on board ship, पर अगर नहीं मिल रहे तो MNDFLIX है ना, Merchant Navy Decoded has launched a subscription model where you can find more than 30 plus courses with respect to your rank, helping you earn respect on ship. Please enroll on these free trial videos, watch these videos as per rank, and then decide whether you want to invest or not, with a very good flexible payment plan as well. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata.
Build system block diagram is in front of you. You can see this is the build system basic. Mota mota, this is a build system. Okay, you can have separate more number of like main engine, recess, etc. are not shown because this is a overview of how the system works. Okay, now whenever we are starting any block diagram or any line diagram, we should start from one end and reach the other end. What you will do, so now we are talking about the build system. Why the build system is there? First question is, what is the build system and why it is there? So we have got the engine room bilges in the aft section, and we have two bilges in the forward part, which is on port side and on the starboard side. Okay, when say there is a leakage of bilge water from say pumps, or any seawater pipeline is leaking, or any freshwater pipeline is leaking, all the water comes into the and falls into the bilges. So from the bilges we either store it into the bilge holding tank, and when the as per the MARPOL permits, MARPOL Annex 1, when the vessel is 12 nautical miles away from the nearest land, and not in the special area as per the Annex 1, we will use the OWS to pump out the bilges. Otherwise, we will keep it in the bilge holding tank stored. Okay, the machinery which is used to pump these bilges is the bilge pump. Okay, you can have a separate bilge pump for OWS also, but in this machinery we are going to understand with only one bilge pump. Okay, so there is a aft bilge well. You can see this is the aft bilge well. The forward bilge well will have say port and starboard, two type of bilge wells. In the forward part, water is say accumulated in the bilge well. There is a bilge line filter from the valve. If say you have to you are at port and your bilge well alarm comes because your aft bilge well has been filled, what will you do? You will transfer the start the bilge pump, line up these valves from the aft bilge well, open these valves, this valve, open the bilge pump inlet valve and the suction valve and the discharge valve, and transfer this uh, via this line from the aft bilge well. You can see this valve open. This is the bilge pump which is running, and from this valve, this line, it will be going into the bilge holding tank. This is how your bilge holding tank will be filled. Okay, and as the alarm goes, you turn off the bilge pump and you can close the valves in this line. Okay, so how this line goes? So from the aft bilge well you can transfer in this way to the bilge holding tank. Okay, now from the forward bilge, port starboard bilge, also similarly you can transfer by starting the bilge pump. You can transfer from this line to the bilge holding tank. So this is called the bilge transfer. What this activity is called? It is called the bilge transfer. Okay, so one action you can do from this pipeline is the bilge transfer from the bilge wells to the bilge holding tank via the suction filter. So there will be a suction strainer in the inlet side of the bilge pump. Okay, so first activity is done. uh, this is a bilge tank vent. Okay, second, why is there a C chest suction also from given in this pipe? C suction is given in the bilge pump line because there is sometimes priming required. Why? Because you see the aft bilge well and the port starboard bilge well are below the level of the pump. They are in the tank top area. Okay, so from the tank top area, if you have to take suction, it will be a negative pressure. Okay, so there is a compound gauge installed in the suction of the bilge pump and it will be showing negative pressure. Sometimes what happens, the suction is not coming from this line. So what you have to do, you have to open the seawater line for priming. So for priming purpose, you have been given a seawater line. So basically what does priming mean? Priming mean that you want suction from the aft bilge well, but since the suction is not coming from the aft bilge well, you are just giving a flow of water so that from this section uh, the bilge water can be sucked in from this line continuously. So if there is some issue with suction from this line, you give priming water in form of seawater, and because the seawater flow is always there, the pressure will increase and the suction can be taken from this line. In that case, then just prime it for some time and close the C suction, and then the aft bilge well will take suction and fall into the bilge holding tank, or the port starboard side can take suction. So there are number of times there are problems with taking suction from forward and aft bilge wells. So that is where this C suction line is coming into picture. Okay, so this is clear. Now coming to the bilge OWS, oily water separator line. Okay, oily water separator, this one is the oily water separator. Now from the same bilge pump, you will have a line to the oily water separator. In this case, you will stop the, so you can pump bilges from the bilge well also directly through the OWS, or you can start the bilge wells via the OWS via the bilge holding tank. How this will work? So this bilge pump will take suction from the bilge holding tank and it will send water into the bilge water into the oily water separator. This line is little bit from this line there will be one more section from where it will go into the oily water separator. Now the oily water separator fills up. If there is in this there is an oil probe here. With the oil probe, it will check whether if the ppm value has increased more than 15 ppm from the above line, the solenoid valve will open and it will directly be going into the oily bilge tank. Waste oil tank, it has been written here, it is oily bilge tank where it will be going to from the OWS itself. Say if so and from this top part, after the separation in the OWS, the bilge water now goes into this salinity, say bilge water oil content meter. This is called OCM, oil content meter. What this does, or 15 ppm monitor also you can call it. Basically what it checks, it checks the oil content in the water based on the capacitance. Okay, oil content in the water. As the oil content becomes more than 15 ppm, what it does, it is a three-way valve that is activated by, you can see it is activated by this OCM. So if there is more than 15 ppm coming, the alarm will be coming in the ECR and the line will be directed back towards the bilge holding tank. You can see this is the way it will be directed back to the bilge holding tank. Okay, this valve will open. In case the ppm is less than 15 ppm, or as per the setting, we generally keep it on board to 5 to 6 ppm only, not increasing going on up to the 15 ppm. So if the so basically if the ppm value is less than the alarm value, say less than 15 ppm, it is safe to be discharged into the sea. Then this side of the valve will close and the other side, this side valve will open. After this there will be a manual valve which has to be opened, and then the bilge water can be discharged overboard, which is less than 15 ppm in oil content. Okay, so that is mostly about the block diagram of the bilge system. Next video we will be discussing about the actual line diagram about the bilge system. Okay guys, thank you.